Welcome on in, everybody, to Coop's Fantasy Football Fiasco here on Friday, all week long. We get you ready. I do my boring show on Monday. Here are the stats. All right, Tuesday we do waivers. Wednesday we do trades. Thursday we do lineups. But on Friday, here's what we do. We all get in here on the YouTube channel. I bring in one of my friends, the man Jim Coventry, to draft with us again. And we just go over the top matchups and we pull out the best players and we make a little FFPC lineup. So Jim, what's up, buddy? How you doing, my guy?
Hey, week 4, excited to be here, and I'm with the Coop.
Yes, dude, that's what's up, man. I love hanging out with you, dude. Got to see you at the expo this year, which was great. But hey, I got to ask something here. First week, we bring in Theo Greminger. We come in sixth place. Not bad, but no money. Now, last week we bring in Chuck Bass. Hilarious show, awesome guy. Come in 7th place. So out of 30, not bad. You know what I mean? It's like 6 out of 30, 7 out of 30. It's like we're getting passing grades, but only the top guys get paid. So Jim, I'm asking you today, man. Put on your sharpest cap, and can we bump it just a little? I think.
Yes.
First place gets big money. Second and third place, a couple $100. I mean, we can always trade them in for best balls in the offseason. I think. Fourth place you get, I'll have to pull up the scoring details on that, but fourth place, I think you just get like an entry into another $35 contest, which is great. That's what these are. So folks out there, if you want to get set up and play over at FFPC, we did get a little promo code action with them. If you use promo code ALARM, they'll give you $25 when you deposit 35 or more. A little math birdie told me if you deposit 45 and they give you 25, that gives you $70, and these cost $35. You can play twice. So, not just a hat rack.
High level.
Not just a hat rack here. So we got a lot of games to cover, no bye weeks right now. So why don't we jump right into it? I'll pull up our super handy dandy spreadsheet here, get that all formatted and ready to go. Let's see. We want to full screen that, zoom it up, make us small, get the kickers and defense off my screen.
I have a face for radio, dude. Need to be made small.
No, you look great, brother. Your biceps still look huge.
That's all I got going for me, man.
You got rocking, dude. I named our team name after you, the Iron Bicep.
I love that.
So well, there we go. Last week was the Jello Shooters. Jello Shooters came in 7th.
Yes.
So yes. What's up, chat? Want to say what up to you guys? Thank you for popping in. Greg Martinez, Mojo, Jerry Nelson, Kevin Tompkins. I think Kevin Tompkins, if he can spare some time, is going to come on and draft with us coming up in these months. So hopefully that'll be on the docket. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through every team. We're going to look at the over-under, the spread, and because we have the over-under and spread, mathematically we can figure out what Vegas thinks the implied point totals are going to be. I already did that in advance. That's on the spreadsheet here. Handy dandy information. For figuring out what the best kind of matchups are and what teams are expected to score the most points. Vegas isn't always right, but they're pretty smart over there, right, Jim?
Yes, they are. That place was built not on winners.
That's right. So we're going to go in and we'll do our best to pull the chalk plays. The rules at FFPC are that you can start whoever you want with one rule. You can't start 2 players from the same team. It's full point PPR. It's tight end premium, no drafts, no salaries. So we're looking for the chalk of the chalk of the chalk. And also, if you have a player that you truly believe is going to finish like top 5 or top 7 or so at their position, that other people might be off, those guys are especially helpful because if we hit on those guys, that's that little wrinkle that we want to have. So let's look at this first one here. As the chat is pointing out, Terry McLaurin not going to play. He is. So I was hearing quad at first. Now I'm hearing it might be a sports hernia that might require surgery. Who knows? But we'll rule Terry out. On the Commander side, that makes the team kind of dicey in terms of like absolute chalk plays. Do we just dodge the Commanders completely here?
We certainly could, and it wouldn't be wise. I will tell you this, though. Deebo Samuel probably gets a lot of underneath targets, but I don't know that he's going to score like a top-tier player. So I think he's a good play, but I don't think he's an elite play, so probably not so much. Krosky Merritt, we don't like him. He's in a timeshare, hasn't practiced. Jaden Daniels is out. So, yeah, probably not so much, right, Coop?
Yeah, we might have to just bail on the Commanders. That's the beauty of a full slate. So it's not full because there's a 9:30 a.m. game in Ireland. That's not on this slate. But we also get the 2 Monday night games are part of this. So We don't
Yes.
have to start guys from every team, so let's just leave them blank. What about the Falcons?
So the Commanders are woeful against defending, receiving running backs. And
Ooh,
remind me, full or half PPR.
it's full PPR and then tight end premium.
And you have to think after the disaster getting shut out last week, you have to think part of the solution is getting the ball out quickly, getting it in Robinson's hands. I do think that this may be the week where he has to carry the mail.
I love it, and I'll tell you, Bobby Wagner, as great as he is at tackling, not the best at he's at this stage of his career, very good at going forward, not so much going
Yes.
backwards. So, yeah, good
Yes.
spot for running backs, good spot for tight ends. But if we're going to use one of them, it's Bijan over Pitts in London. So let's leave him in there for now. Next game here, Lions versus Browns. One thing I do like this week for Narrative Street is that the Browns are oddly very good versus the run so far this year, huh, Jim?
Oh,
Uh,
insane.
like crazy, shutting down like really good play. Like Chase Brown, when Chase Brown got shut down, I was like, okay, whatever, that happens. And
Yeah.
then Derrick Henry got shut down, right? And I was like, okay. But then this week, Josh Jacobs got like what, 19 carries, 16 carries, and didn't even
Oh,
crack 50
yeah,
yards?
nothing.
Nothing.
Terrible. 66 yards, maybe, off the top of my head.
Brutal, dude. So we're gonna leave the running backs out. Do we go with Amon-Ra St. Brown? Do we go with Jared Goff? Do we go with Sam Laporta in tight end premium? What are you feeling, Jim?
It's one of those weeks you could see this being a drag in the mud game. Miles Garrett, he has Mason Graham. Malik Collins has been a beast on the interior. That
Mm,
interior line for the Lions, we think they're fine now because of last week. Remember, Baltimore is like all kinds of horrible against run. No Matabike they didn't have. Michael Pierce retired. Roquan Smith looks washed. So I don't think the Lions are going to do a lot. They'll win. I don't think they're going to do a lot offensively here. I'm nervous about every single player on their team. I'm even worried because St. Brown is a half inside, half outside player. Denzel Ward's playing reasonably well. What are your thoughts here? Because I'm very concerned about the Lions putting up 20 points in this one.
well, I'll tell you what. I mean, the implied point total is 27.5. So maybe the bet here is the under. We got to have a line in here at an implied point total of 27.5. So we got to have somebody. I think everything you just said tells me we're doing no running back and no Goff. So I think it's got to be either ASRB
Yeah, it has to be.
or
There's no other
Laporta,
choice.
or maybe Laporta. I mean, I
That's
know the problem with Laporta is that he had a very good game week one when they were playing from behind. Ran 80% of his snaps from a wide receiver spot, something he did not do one time last year, Jim. Last year, he maxed out 59% from wide receiver spot. But then in the positive game script games, he kind of went back to being his inline guy, and they didn't really need to pepper him. So I don't know. It might just be ARSB, but we might not need him. We'll see. The thing with this, Jim, is we go one QB, two running backs, two wide receivers, four flex. So at the end of the day, we might just be sitting here and saying, okay, all the wide receivers we have ranked top 5 are going in the lineup. And I
yeah,
have Amon-Ra St. Brown ranked like 3, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
So
They'll need him. They'll need him as an outlet. They definitely will
yeah.
need him as an outlet.
I love the chat in here disagreeing on who they think wins this game. Obviously, our guy Greg Martinez with the Commanders logo there, or the old Commanders logo, does not like it. So there you go. Jameson Williams, Jerry, maybe we want to stick as much to the chalk as possible, unless we think this is like there's some reason to be like, okay, this guy is going to he's going to be the one that goes off. They don't really have the you can't just shut down Amon-Ra St. Brown unless nobody really just follows him around. It's very rare to have a guy that goes in the slot, even when you have a good outside guy. So I think he's going to be fine. Next one here, Chargers Giants. Chargers favored by 6.5. Jackson Dart's first game here. So I mean, look, I'm just going to do this, and we'll maybe do it, and we'll maybe not.
Yeah,
Is that all we need to say for this Giants team?
that's all you can say because you
Yeah.
would think the rookie quarterback is just going to say, "Look, I got to throw it to him because I might not be good, but this guy is really good."
Yeah, and he said, they asked Jackson Dart, and they were like, "What do you think about Malik Neighbors?" And he's like, "Well, I watched him destroy us in college because like I watched him destroy our team in college, so I know how good he is, and I watched him as a teammate, so I know how good he is." And Dunn in the house, what's up? And Dunn showing up for you, Jim Coventry. So
Yes,
okay,
yes.
let's let's move on to the Chargers then. And again, the Chargers are now a very difficult team to deal with as well, but do we just go with the most?
I just lost my audio on you.
My mic got muted, so whoops.
There we go.
Uh,
Okay, good. It's not me, it's you.
It's me. So when you came in, you were muted behind the
Yes,
scenes.
I was.
Now it's me. Apparently, I just figured out that Control M is a keyboard control to mute. So I'll keep that in mind for when I want to mess with Howard Bender. But yes,
Right?
Marion Hampton here. Any of the wide receivers? If you had to, okay, this is a fun question for everybody. If you were going to rank these 3 wide receivers for this week in full PPR, go ahead. That's a tough assignment.
Right. It's a very tough assignment. The one thing the Giants have is a pass rush. They don't stop the run real well. They don't have good corners, but you want to get the ball out quickly against them. So to me, this would be more of a McConkey finally would have the best floor of the group, even though Keenan Allen's like been red hot for them. But I think that pass rush would necessitate getting the ball to McConkey more. But you're calling on Marion Hampton as the best because we saw him used as a runner and a receiver. And again, if they're in a position where that pass rush is coming, dumping off, but you can run on the Giants. You definitely can do that.
Okay, let's do it then. Marion Hampton. I mean, last week it was so tough going through these. There's so many different options. So far through these games, we know who the main players are, and that's the best for this format. The fewer decisions that we have to make, the easier it becomes. This next one here, I just want to double check to make sure I got the right over under on this at 39.5 because it doesn't feel right, but it is. So it's supposed to be a low scoring affair with the Texans way out in front. Does that mean we just dodge the Titans entirely with a um, 16 point implied point total, or is there a Titan you like?
There really isn't because Tony Pollard is going to get carries, but it's going to be like 75 yards and 20% chance of a touchdown, one catch probably. So there really isn't much going on with this. That line was bet down. This was 42.5 a couple days ago. So the public's all over understanding this could be a real slug.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say the Texans, they're bottom 5 in DVOA against the rush, but I don't know.
Right.
Cam Ward is like, is he going to step up and really run an offense that's going to be conducive to a guy that can have 100+ rushing yards and like to crack a lineup in this, you really need to have 100+ yards from scrimmage and a touchdown. So I don't know if I don't know if I pencil Pollard in. Let's put his name on there though.
We do need to note the whole right side of the line was out last week. I don't know what their health status is. Latham, the right tackle, missed the last 2 games. Zeitler, I think the right guard, top of my head, was out last week. I don't know their status, but that's a real problem as well against Houston. But like you said, you got to put somebody there for now. Checklist, at least that Pollard on there.
Yeah, Colby might have it here. Just bet the unders and move along.
Snooze fest,
And
yes.
he's a Texans fan. So, all right, Texans. Anybody on the Texans side that you would consider? I mean,
This would be a Nico game, I would think, because the one thing that we got going is the Titans really don't have much of a pass rush. Jeff Simmons is a great player, but really not bringing it as a rusher. I think this is the 1 week in a while the Texans' offensive line may not be as exposed as it's been recently.
all right, nice. Okay, so Nico, we got a name at least. And again, we'll go. What we're gonna do is just put it on all the top options that are like guys that we think can actually finish top 10 at their position. For tight end and quarterback, top 5 only. Like if we're not going to start any guy that we don't think can easily be top. Honestly, we need a guy that's top 3 to win something like this. So good. Nico can definitely be a top 5 option this week. Panthers, Patriots. Panthers side.
Chuba's hurt. He has some kind of a calf injury.
Right.
I don't know how serious it is. That makes it real scary. I honestly, the only person you could look at would be McMillan, and I know Anthony Gonzalez is likely back this week. Christian Gonzalez. Yeah. Anthony Gonzalez was a receiver from the Colts a long time ago. Old man, remember too much for my own good. Concussions did him in.
Concussions, Colts for a while there had guys that had the concussion problems with him and Austin Collie. There's a tough stretch there, yeah.
Yeah, but so McMillan's probably the only guy to consider. Jatavian Sanders wouldn't be anyway, but he's out. So it's probably just a one-man show, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like if you play on the platforms that have like pricing, then maybe you look at like a Tommy Tremble. I know he's like nothing.
Right.
The one game Sanders missed last year, he got 8 targets, but we're not going to start him in something like this.
No.
On the Patriots side, do we get Froggy and lean into Travion, or is that getting too cute without knowing what the split's going to be like? The Panthers are. I'll tell you this, Jim. if you were to design the perfect timing for a rookie to come in and get his first looks, what you would do is you would have all the veterans fumble 2, maybe 3 times, and then the very next game you face the Panthers, who have been one of the stone worst teams against the run. Isn't that how you draw it up?
That's how you would draw it up. And, the only thing you're gonna worry about here is, are they gonna give the veterans, like, one more chance? Did they have a come to Jesus meeting last week and say, "All right, you
Right.
fumble again, you're done." And
You're
that's
done.
out there because their plan was Stevenson, the 227-pound hammer on early downs, Henderson. So it's getting cute. I think that is getting cute, but who's not cute is Hunter Henry. Even though that little pest, Austin
Mm.
Hooper's around taking occasional targets, Hooper's had 2 good games out of 3, and the Panthers are not good against the tight end.
They're not. Yeah. The one knock, though, actually, there's 2 knocks on Henry. One, everything else is great. One is that he has pass blocked on over 10% of his pass plays in all 3 games. In 2 of those games, Jim, over the 15%, which is dangerous. But
Right?
again, he's in there every single snap. So even if he pass blocks 5, 6, 7 times, his route participation still ends up being good. The other one that has me a little more concerned is that in the 2 games that Henry was great, they threw
Uh-huh.
43,
Uh-huh.
right? 37 and 43 times. In the game that they won, and those were losing efforts. In the game they won against the Dolphins, they threw 23 times. So
Correct.
that's the only concern, is that what if the Patriots, if it's just an easy day, but I don't know if the Patriots are good enough to have easy days. I don't know if they're good enough to have easy days. So uh, let's consider him. Drake May, any consideration?
He gets a baseline of points. I don't think they're gonna give him a chance to go off if they don't need to. If they have a lead, they're probably gonna just be conservative. I don't see the staff opening things up.
Right. We're gonna find a quarterback somewhere down here where these green
Yeah, we
games
will.
are. You see those green boys there? Yeah, we're gonna
Ah,
be all right.
yes.
We'll be all right. All right, we'll leave Henry in there. Maybe, you know what? I will actually also do this. I'm scrolling over.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
look at
go
this
real quick
guy.
and do this. Pat's DST as a possible option
Yes.
too.
There you
Okay.
go.
Because
There
we're
you
gonna
go.
have to pick one at some point.
I
You
like
know what?
that.
We always neglect this part of the spreadsheet. Shout out to that part of the spreadsheet over there, real quick.
And
Uh,
Coop, that's a big one because again, Austin Corbett, the center's out, the right guard's out, Robert Hunt is out. They're both on the IR, and that's very attackable. Even though the Falcons couldn't figure that out last week,
yeah.
but the Patriots
Well,
might.
Christian Gonzalez is back, right? To set down to stop Tet.
Yep,
And Chuba's banged up. And
yep,
man, these guys up the middle, the Patriots went out, and I mean, Christian Barmore's healthy, and he's looking good. Uh, Milton Williams is a moose. Harold Landry's getting after the quarterback.
he
I
is.
think we might have found our defense. We'll
Yes,
see as
sir.
we go through, but that might be the move there.
And
Uh,
playing at home.
yeah. Next one here, Bills and Saints supposed to be an absolute mopping. I kinda wanna bet the Saints to cover on principle. Am I crazy? Is that stupid?
Oh no, it's not stupid at all. That backdoor cover is live. If the Bills are not that team that is looking to put their foot on your throat and
They
is
don't
beat
do
you by
that.
40. They'll pull their starters if they are up comfortably and know the game's over. They are very smart about that. And so you're right, the backdoor cover is very live here.
I expect them to also, all the guys that are kinda nicked up, I expect them to sit them all. So I expect them to sit Ed Oliver. I expect Matt
He's out.
Milano. He's already out. Matt
Yeah,
Milano,
already
has he
out.
been ruled out?
Not yet, but
Okay.
soon.
Matt Milano, I swear, if Matt Milano's out, Juwan Johnson is like tight end 5 or 6 in my rankings. If Matt Milano plays, I will move him down an entire tier. That is one of the most annoying players for me personally as a tight end guy. He's very good at covering tight ends. It is very, very annoying. So rest up, Matt, so that we can start Juwan Johnson in some of these lineups. I'm not
Right.
gonna let's not well, I'm gonna put his name in here. But
I
I
think
don't
you
think
have to. If this game gets out of hand, which it will,
he could
they're
get
gonna throw
15
45
targets.
times.
Yeah, he could get 15 targets. So we'll put
Yes.
him in there. I don't want to do Olave or any of those guys though. I
No,
mean,
no.
Olave leads the whole league in targets. You know that?
Milano's out. Milano's been ruled out.
Boom shakalaka. All right, that's
Done.
a live play. That's a live play. On the Bills side, there's a James Cook game. They
Right,
they
until it's not, right?
they
And
don't like doing that. Yeah. So you know what's crazy? Last year I looked it up, Jim. Um, some of these guys played the entire game. Saquon Barkley scored an extra 40 points in the fourth quarter when they were up 2 scores. So did Derrick Henry. Not James Cook. They like using Ray Davis and Ty
yes.
Johnson, these guys. So maybe that's, but we have to have a bill somewhere in here. Or do
And
we
the
not?
question becomes, do they go up 27-0, and does Cook already have 120 and 2 touchdowns? Because if that's the case, he
Yeah.
cashed for you already.
Yeah, Cook could just have a monster day. And the thing is, I think the Saints could punch back a little bit and kind of force them to keep running up the score.
Yeah,
Dalton
for sure.
Kincaid only running at 60. So Kincaid's a very safe play, but we don't want safe in this. We don't want guys that are
No,
running 60% of the routes. We want guys that run 100. So,
correct.
um,
And that's
yeah.
Juwan.
And Josh Allen, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think they want to throw unless they have to. 2 of Allen's games, he had 3 touches. One, the yardage was super low, and then he had a game in the 100s. They don't make him throw if they don't have to,
Yeah, and I don't see why they would be running a ton with him either.
right?
What
That's
did
been
we
down too. He's his rushing. Other than that first game against that crazy game against Baltimore, he hasn't been running much.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's lock that in. Greg, I would say over, but I would look more to the reception prop for
Yes,
Juwan Johnson.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
because
exactly where to go with
I think
that.
he's gonna catch a million balls underneath. I don't know how far he's gonna get with them. He does
Right.
have pretty elite speed, converted wide receiver,
Y-
but I would be looking at reception props instead of yardage props for that fella. And this is a tight end premium format, which is why we're interested on that. Before we jump to the next one, Smitty wants to know your thoughts on this one. Browning or Rattler if you got to pick one this week, man.
Oh my gosh,
It's ugly
Browning.
in these super flex streets, bro.
So, all right, help me out with Rattler. Who's Rattler starting for?
For the Saints, man, against the Bills. Spencer
Oh,
Rattler.
dude, I just totally. You know what I was thinking when I saw that? I was thinking I'm not Mario. I was thinking who was the guy that the Falcons drafted a couple years ago?
Yes, yes. Hey,
Who, I don't know why I was thinking him. I can't think.
uh
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter,
Ritter, I
yes,
saw
I
that and
know.
I
I
saw
could see
Ritter.
your brain being like, "What?" No, yes,
Yeah,
it's
I
Spencer
saw
Rattler, yes.
Ritter, not Red. I go, Ritter, I heard he signed somewhere.
No,
Oh my gosh. You
Rattler.
know what? I think you got to play Rattler because the Bills already no Ed Oliver, interior pass rush hurt a little bit. No Matt Milano. I think it's a blowout. I think there's garbage time. There could be 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter in this one with Bills substitutes. Whereas Browning, look, I know Denver's corners haven't been great. They'll be fine here. That pass rush is going to be a problem for Browning.
Right.
I think Rattler's your way to go. What do you think, Coop?
I'm with you on that, and again, the implied point totals aren't much, but you think, "Oh, yeah, the Bengals are gonna do something." 18.5 implied point total, not that much different. I think the Saints do push back a little bit here, so I'm
Yeah.
going with the upside in this one because, if the thing with this game here is that the Broncos could just kind of, like, run it out on them. I think with the Saints here, if they keep pushing it back, the ball's going to keep coming back their way, when the Bills are scoring. So I'm going to go with Rattler there. Eagles, Buccaneers, next one here. Eagles favored on the road. Buccaneers kind of banged up. Do we just lock this down here at Buka?
So Quinyon Mitchell, per Vic Fangio before the season, talked about sending him to travel. Something Fangio hasn't always done. Quinyon Mitchell's elite. We'll see what happens there. But
Ooh,
remember, Buccaneers are down 2 linemen here. They're down Mock and they're down Gadecki. I don't know if Wirfs is playing yet, but I get it with Ibuka. He's looked great. But this is gonna be a nasty-ish matchup. But if you like Ibuka, keep him in there.
no, I don't. This is you're the guest, and we're building your lineup, dude. So if you don't like him, let's get him. Let's leave him on the sheet, but we don't have to put him on the team. Is there
Okay.
anyone else from the Bucks you would consider? I mean, Kate Otten has 2 games with 0 points.
Just
Um,
to put him on the sheet, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think we'd end up starting him, but I do think between running and receiving, and he's not been efficient. I think Irving's going to get a lot of work here because I think he's going to be a safety valve. But again, I don't think he's going to compare with the other players later. But
yeah,
for the sheet, I'd probably
he
say him.
we've I believe it was Rich Rebar that was the first one that we started doing it last year, where it's like we put people on the sheet out of respect and to make sure that we don't get jinxed. Like if you leave a name off the sheet, then they could come back to bite you. Like, oh man, we didn't even have his name on the sheet. So sometimes you got to put names on the sheet that you're not going to use just to ward off evil spirits.
Right.
So we make sure to put Egbuka and Irving on there. On the Eagles side, a lot of options. So let's just go ahead and put these names on here, and then if you had to pick one between Barkley and Brown, what are you feeling best about?
Even though he has
Or also, I'll put this name on there too.
you and I know you know this, Coop. Jalen Hurts' kryptonite has been Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles brings heavy blitz. That hurts his weakness, and he plays cover 2 behind it, which is a second weakness. So Hurts has had a real slug against Todd Bowles' defense. This goes back multiple years. So of the group, I think Barkley might, because I don't think we're going to see 8-man fronts. They've seen the 30 up through the prior week is 33% 8-man boxes. I don't think Todd Bowles, that's in his DNA.
Yeah. Okay. So let's leave Hurts out then for sure. Oh, man. AJ Brown, 10 targets last week, but it was a game that required it. That's the problem with this Eagles
I
team.
know.
They're so boring. They're such a
I
boring
know.
team for fantasy, and they're boring to watch.
Man, and you wonder if Kevin Patullo is going to say, "Well, we won that game." So it was urgency that forced him to throw, like you're saying. But at 3-0, are they no longer urgent again? I'm very concerned about him as a coach. But until he unlocks it, the whole offense will never get unlocked. You've got to stretch the defense.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back to that when we're going to make the lineup. Shout out to DM becoming a member of the family here on the YouTube channel. Thank you for getting signed up. Remember, anybody out there, if you get signed up, your questions go right to the top, and that is especially important on the Sunday show, 11 to noon. Like there's so many questions that come in that you just get moved right to the top. You can get your questions answered and get in and out without having to wait all the time. So shout out to DM, dude. Thank you for the support. We really appreciate you. What we're doing here on the show, if you guys joined us late, we're making an FFPC lineup. And the way it works over there is you can start anybody you want. You can't start 2 players on the same team. That's the one rule. So we have to pick. If we're going to start an Eagle, if we start Brown, you can't start Hurts. I love that because there's no stacking. Unlike other platforms, you get crushed if you don't have the exact right stack. No stacking over here. You just got to pick the right guy from each spot. And there's no salaries, there's no draft. So wait till you guys see what our lineup looks like. It's going to be gangbusters. If you want to play over there, sorry, Jim, I got to cover your face with this QR code.
That's best. We're winning here.
Now everybody's winning, dude. Can you give us a flex? Can you fit a flex in just outside? And then we got the look at that, dude. Cover the face with the QR code, but keep the arms.
I love it. QR code for the head with 2 arms coming out the side.
Let's go, big dog mode. So if you hit that, or just go to my FFPC, use promo code alarm. They'll give you $25 when you deposit $35 or more. Last week, I did notice a couple names that jumped in the exact contest we were in that I recognized. Icy through and a couple of the members. So hey, we outscored you, Icy. So eat it. But yes, you will know what our lineup is going in, so you'll have advantage over one team. So that's what we're doing. We're pulling all the best matchups out of all these, and we're setting them up. Next game here, Jaguars 49ers, 47.0 over under. So it looks like there's going to be some juice from this game. What side do you want to start on, Jim? Your call.
Well, we'll just go with the road team. We'll go with the Jaguars.
Okay. Who are you feeling? If we're gonna put anybody up there, what's your read on BTJ, man?
You know, and I know it's different this year, but you probably heard me sounding the alarm all off season that Trevor Lawrence is not a good match for Brian Thomas. They averaged 13 PPR points in 11 games together, and then with Mac Jones it was 23. But now we see like different stuff, like Thomas Jr. is dropping passes, but I still think Lawrence is a poor decision maker, and so I just think it's oil and water there. So I love the player, but I don't trust Trevor Lawrence at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, and the thing is, BTJ looks so good with Mac Jones, a guy that say what you love about Mac Jones, he's accurate and he runs the offense like he's not exciting, doesn't run, but like if you have a good scheme, he can run it. We just saw it with the 49ers, I mean, his rookie year, he had the second highest completion percentage a rookie's ever had behind only Dak Prescott. Like, so he can do that part of it. Trevor Lawrence can make crazy throws, running to his left, like just absolute cannon arm. But you're right. It's like not really putting the ball in the spot. And I wonder if the wrist is a problem too, because BTJ's had some uncharacteristic drops. And that's what you see from these wrist injuries. You saw it last year with Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Xavier Legette, Keon Coleman. Yeah, once you get that wrist injury, it's like that's your bread and butter, right? Your arm and wrist strength. So I don't know. So maybe we steer away from him. Does that leave us any Jaguar that we want to use?
I mean, to put him on the list, he's not getting as much work as I'd like, but Travis Etienne is kind of live. He's getting 14 to 16 carries. At some point, they're going to get him more involved in the screen game.
Yeah. Against the 49ers, though. Tough.
Right? Nick Bosa's out. I know, look, Robert Saleh is doing a phenomenal job. They've drafted well the last couple of years, too. But it will be a cascading effect with no Bosa, because Bosa's a great run defender, too.
Yeah, truly. So, okay. So it's possible there. For the 49ers side,
Yep, done.
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 Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be hard, and we got a lot of games to get through, so it's like fantasy sometimes doesn't have to be hard. If you have Christian McCaffrey, you start him.
Yep.
And as a question that involves this game here, Juwan Jennings, Devonta Smith, or Hollywood Brown?
I don't think Jennings is playing. He hasn't practiced all week. I don't
Yeah,
think
he
he's playing.
hasn't.
So,
So,
even that, he's nowhere near 100%.
yeah. I lean
Otherwise,
Devonta
it'd be
Smith.
Hollywood. What do you
You
think?
think Hollywood?
If Jennings is, I mean, obviously is
Oh, it's just
active,
sit one. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just sitting one. Yeah, okay.
sit
So
one.
sit Jennings, and if Jennings plays, then sit Hollywood. Yeah, okay, my
Yeah,
bad. And
and they're
then
both late afternoon games, so you're okay there.
yeah, and then Carter Sebring has one here. Start Mariota or Gino.
I
Oh,
like Geno
I like Gino
too.
actually. I don't know why I said Gino like that. I actually like him this week in a lot of things.
Bears are
But
down
yeah,
a lot of corners.
yeah, go Gino. That game, we're gonna get to that one. That's a high over under game.
Yep.
Next one here, Colts Rams. A lot of fantasy goodness in this one. Colts. So I will say this. Can I put one? I know this is supposed to be the Jim Coventry show,
Go
but
at it. Get after it here.
all right, here's one that we gotta have. I mean, it's also the number one ranked wide receiver for everyone this week, but like Devontae Adams is dealing with a hamstring issue. Kenny Moore is dealing with an Achilles issue.
He's
They
out. Yeah, he ain't
signed
playing.
He's not playing. They signed Mike Hilton off the street
Woof,
to come in
woof.
and play nickel corner against Puka Nacua. I mean, must start, right?
And Coop one up you on that one. Puka is the best against zone. Devontae, if healthy, is better against man. This is like a full zone team.
Full
This could
zone.
not be written better for Puka.
Yeah, slam that. Okay, lock that in. Colts side, man, a lot of options. Hottest QB in football, Daniel Jones. All of a sudden, Michael Pittman's been solid. Tyler Warren right now, third in target share for all tight ends. Top three also in yards per route run. Good usage, but hasn't quite put it all together for like a monster game. But it's
Right.
entirely possible. And then Jonathan Taylor's been awesome.
He's been on fire, and they're using him in the pass game, and he's getting explosive plays there. So, I mean, JT's got to be a high ranked play this week, huh?
Yeah, I think maybe that's just the way to go with this game and keep it simple. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the team that won last week. Sometimes crazy teams win. The team that won last week with Chuck and I, it was just a pure chalk. It was the pure chalk. They even had CeeDee Lamb, as did we, who scored 0 points. But like
Oh,
everybody did, every single
right.
person had him, so it didn't
Yeah.
matter. So yeah. So let's see how close to chalk we get. Maybe we'll have something that's a little different, but sometimes just being exactly right is the easiest way to score the most points, Jim.
Yep.
Next game here, Ravens Chiefs. Ravens are favored even though they're on the road. Let's start with the road boys with the Ravens. Big game Lamar. Lamar is always an
Yep.
option. Derrick
Yep.
Henry's an option. What do you think about Flowers? Andrews has never been good against the Chiefs.
No.
Like he has not caught more than 5 passes ever against the Chiefs.
Flowers is in a decent spot here. It was last week that you saw the Ravens throwing back downfield, but against the Chiefs have been bad and the interior. Flowers will move inside some, but yeah, you were at Lamar. Lamar is just insane. He'll do whatever he has to do to put points up.
Yeah, that might be the move here. Unless we want to go the other side, Mahomes could be an option. Um, Kelsey, yeah,
Man, the sad thing is Baltimore is really like unusually bad against the
this
run.
is a great matchup for the run and for even for Kelsey, but like I don't trust those guys.
No, don't trust any of them. Don't trust the running
Yeah,
backs. Don't trust Kelsey. That's the strength, or I mean, the weakness to attack, and yet they don't have the players to do it.
yeah. Xavier Worthy's looking like he's going to play, but probably just pass downs, probably like
Right.
just situations where he can't get crushed.
Yes.
Because I would be going out of my way to like if you have Xavier Worthy out there on a run play, I would be telling everybody on the defense, like, hey, just crunch that guy. Like that's
Yes.
football, man. You're gonna put guys in situations like that. You got to try and win the game.
Coop, what
Uh,
I heard was he's going to play with a harness on his shoulder. Was he 165 pounds? That might be if he's soaking wet coming out of a pool. But
right. Yeah.
yeah. So he's a slight dude. I can't see using him on anything other than just clearing out space going downfield. You want to run him over the middle? I just that was his role last year. Took on Rashi Rice's role. There's no way. Putting
Yeah. I
Mahomes
might
there is fine.
I might consider using Kelsey. I like
God,
he's
he can't
capable.
move.
It's tight end premium, yeah, but underneath, he's capable of catching a lot of balls. I don't know how the Chiefs are gonna go into this one and just not, like, go all out here, you know?
I think they
Captain
went
Spock,
all
love
out
your
against the
show, bro.
Giants last week.
Some RotoWire love in the chat here.
Oh, thank you, Captain Spock. Much appreciated.
Yeah, okay, so, I mean, like, maybe we don't use any Chief. I mean, we don't have to.
You
We
know
could use
what? Could
we
you
could use
see a
Buck
world where the
Bucker.
Chiefs end up scoring like 13 points?
It's possible. I put Harrison Butker's name on here as an option too.
Right.
It's not crazy.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. That may be the play actually,
That
because
might
I
be
could
the
see him
play.
kicking 3 field goals.
I kinda like that play actually. Kinda get us out of there.
Yep.
Okay, next one here, Bears Raider, also 48 point over under and 1 point spread. So the implied point totals for these teams are pretty big. Um,
Yes.
Bears first. What are you thinking?
God, you know Caleb has been over 21 fantasy points in every game this year,
He's
and
like
yeah,
QB3, right?
yeah, yeah. Oh man, and you know Ben Johnson when he has like last week I said he's going to weaponize him in that game because he has opportunities to build his kid's confidence. This is another confidence builder week, and
He's
then obviously like,
running.
probably Odunze with him, right?
Yep, he's running a little bit, so definitely right there for that one. Swift has been banged up. I don't know if I really want to go there.
No, no, he's
Raiders
yeah,
side, Bowers hasn't really been healthy. There's
no,
no question.
mm-mm, nope.
So don't necessarily need to go there. Genty's not even a full-time guy, but maybe this is the Genty game. Maybe
Coop,
not.
with the Bears being down, their slot corner, Jalen Johnson, could you see this being the game where Jacoby Myers goes 10 for 120 and a touchdown?
I did see that game already. It was the Patriots game week 1.
Right? Right?
You know what I mean? Like
I
10
should have added
catches.
2. I should have made it a second touchdown. My bad.
Yeah, I have seen that actually. Jacoby Myers, he's great. He used to be on my team. Now he's on a different team beating my team. So
Yep.
shout out Jacoby, man.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely. So I mean, here's the thing: if we put Jacoby Myers in this lineup and then the rest is all chalk, then that is enough to differentiate ourselves. That's
And that is
literally
a
all you need.
differentiator. That definitely is.
It's all you need in this format. So we'll consider it. The thing is, when we get to making the lineup, sometimes you sit here and you're like, okay, well, we could start Myers or we could start Nico Collins. And then we just go, okay, well, we'll just start Nico. So
Right.
we'll see what happens when it gets to lineup time. Again, folks just joining us. We're making an FFPC lineup. We can start anyone we want. Can't start 2 players from the same team. So right now we're just kind of separating all the superstars, and then we're going to put this lineup together. Packers Cowboys game here. 6.5 point favorites for the Packers. That's a CeeDee Lamb being out effect there. Shout out to the Packers not necessarily like sorry, the Cowboys not ruling him out. So he's still listed on as doubtful on every site. So you can't move him to an IR spot. So
Right. Thanks,
really,
Jerry.
really annoying. You know, and Howard Bender, this is where Howard Bender would step in and be like, you shouldn't have an IR spot unless they're actually on the IR. Well, some of us like to be a little forgiving with the people that are out and the injuries. So, but yes, checkmate Bender on that one.
Yes.
Packers, Cowboys, Packers side. What do you think?
Right tackle Zach Tom's out. Left tackle Rasheed Waters got a quad. Walker's got a quad. Don't know if he's playing, but there's the tackle who would back up Tom. He's out. Anthony Belton. So Aaron Banks probably is playing left guard. So I think the downfield passing game, even though there's no pass rush, I don't know how much they push it. And Josh Jacobs doesn't have a great line in front of him, but I think they can get it done with him. I think it's a Josh Jacobs game because we know the DNA of this team. The
Yeah.
Packers want to run the ball and they want to limit Jordan Love's pass attempts when possible. And I think that ends up happening here.
Yeah. And then you can't really start Kraft. He's got a knee, he's got an elbow, and he's also not the best tight end premium player.
Right.
He's
Right.
like, because the thing about tight end premium, folks, is that in most cases, like an FFPC, you only get extra points for the receptions. You don't get extra points for yards and touchdowns. And he's more of a yards and touchdowns guy than a guy that goes out and
Yes, he
gets you
is.
10 catches. So, all right, let's look at Jacobs there. No interest in Golden or any of those guys. I mean, we haven't really seen much from them. From any of them.
No. I think he'll get a big play, but that's not enough to put him in an FFPC lineup.
In this matchup this week, I'm looking for 2 players to have their first ever 100-yard regular season game. Romeo Doubs. I mean, there's a bunch of guys. Romeo Doubs has never had a 100-yard regular season game. Neither has Dontavian Wicks. Neither has Jake Ferguson. So there's 3 guys in this game that could have their first 100-yard game. I wonder who it's going to be. Now, Ferguson is a guy we can throw in here. He's a tight end premium guy.
Oh, yes.
He is.
And that was even when CD was out there, he was getting targets. But man, with no CD, my goodness.
Yeah, hard to be a Cowboys fan from the chat here. I feel you, Jerry. And Golden's a sneaky play, but he to me is a guy that we're going to use on sites that have like, where you like if you're going to do like a draft or if it's going to be salary, then I
Right.
might go there.
Yes.
We're looking for guys that you're literally ranking in the top 10. Like we don't want anybody that we don't think can finish as the wide. Everyone in our lineup is going to be someone we think can be the number one player at their position. How's that
Right.
sound? Yeah. Ferguson, and that's it. That's it. Yeah. Jets at Cowboy. I guess we could consider Brandon Aubrey, but maybe not. Jets at Dolphins here. This is Monday Night Football. Low over under. Pretty bad teams. Anybody you like at all in this game, like at all?
Man, the Jets had like the softest secondary in the league, and that's saying something. So Garrett Wilson's going to get all he can handle in, and it looks like we're going to see Justin Fields again, good or bad. But I assume
Can't.
Garrett Wilson.
We got too many good QB options to go with him. No
Right.
Brees Hall.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't my point. It was just for Wilson. We don't know what his
Wilson.
quarterback is, but I don't think it matters, right?
Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's like it seems like it's about the same. And then Tyreek, no.
A-Chain.
Yeah.
He'll catch his 7-8 balls.
Darren Waller, first came back, limited snap game. First came back for the full year. I'm holding him in a couple deep leagues. I want to see it. I want to see what we look like. Because I will say this. Let me just make this stuff. Howard's shut me down every time I bring it up, but think of it this way. Last year, Johnny Smith ran 70% of his routes from a wide receiver spot. They moved on from him. They brought in a guy who is a converted wide receiver that we've seen do a ton of running routes from that position. The last time Waller played, which was a year ago. Hey, no laughing. No laughing during this Darren Waller
Coop,
talk.
you're really going to go through this, are you?
No laughing during this Darren Waller talk, okay? Chat, no laughing either.
I'm laughing with you.
Back to what I was saying. Yes.
Oh, wait, you're not laughing.
Back to what I was saying. A year ago, let me take you back to a mere year ago when Darren Waller was on the Giants. This guy got 74 targets in 12 games. He was on pace for over 100 targets and almost 800 yards. He was on pace for 780 yards, right? And not only is Jalen Waddle always hurt, but Tyreek Hill is now under investigation. There could be a world where by the end of the year, Darren Waller is just kind of out there, only option, getting paid to just do whatever he can, and he's getting targets, man, and he's Darren Waller. So that's it. That's a sum speech. If you're in a very big league, I'm in some very deep leagues, I do have Darren Waller on the bench at a couple spots, and I'm going to hold for 2 weeks. So we're going to see what he looks like this week on his limited snap share. And then if he's not running at least 60, 70% of the routes in the following week, then we probably just move on. But that's it, Jim. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but
I think the word that scares me, you said running. And I wonder if he could still do that, but we'll see.
Do it.
We'll see.
They signed him, didn't they? They signed him.
They sure did. They traded for him. They traded for him.
Well, yeah, exactly. He at least did a workout. He at one point he was able to run. Okay. As Mike McDaniel said, he's still big. So there you go. Last game here, Bengals Broncos. On the Bengals side, can't start Chase Brown right now. We're not going to start Browning. We're not going to start Higgins. The old move is like when you have Burrow, maybe you can sneak in a Higgins or whatever. But with Browning, it's either you're starting Chase or you're starting nobody.
Right. And there's no ceiling game here. There's no ceiling game here.
So we'll put Chase's name on there to ward off evil spirits. We probably will not use it.
Yes.
Broncos side. Last team here before we go in and we start making this lineup. What do you think about the Broncos?
Well, I think we have dropped Cortland Sutton's name in there, but again, I don't know what the real ceiling is, and if they get a lead, how much they're going to use them. Week 2, it was crazy how little they use them, but I think he's the one that would be considered.
Yeah, Jake Browning. I feel like it's possible that he's okay. A 1-game sample size is not a lot, and we did see him in 2023. He looked okay, so maybe he can make this a game. Can't trust the running backs.
Coop, the Jake Browning thing, when he did okay with them, they had a decent defense. So they were in games. Now they're trailing. And that's a completely different ball game if you're Jake Browning and now your offense has to be one-dimensional.
Yeah. Trey Hendrickson is so good, and the rest of the Bengals are one of those teams, man, where it's like the Saints too. Bengals, Saints, and Cowboys, which if you go and look at the longest tenured GMs in the NFL. It just so happens to be those 3 teams. I know 2 of those GMs own the team, but also Mickey Loomis has been hanging around forever. So,
Yes.
I think it might be time to hand over these teams to somebody who knows how to use a spreadsheet, perhaps, because it seems to be these teams that end up so top heavy with good players, but are never actually in the running to win anything because they don't know how to build a real team. So, uh, sorry, had to get that out there, but yes, maybe time to bring in some new blood for some of these teams. Okay, so we'll consider Sutton. So that's what we got here. Now here's what we're gonna do. Let's answer the questions in the chat first before we move on. Judkins or Jalen Warren from
Warren was an addition to the injury report today with the knee. That's concerning. And they're overseas already. So based on that knowledge, the Judkins is a tough matchup. Dude looks like a stud early on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So we're going Judkins?
I would.
Awesome. Angie, our friends are popping in. What's going on? James Life with the super chat. Let me get out the super chat glasses here, even though I'm covered right now. Would you go full PPR? He's got Bucky, Bijan, Chuba, Tootin, and wide receiver. He has Pickens, Jacoby, Ayamanar, Keenan Allen, I'm guessing that is, and BTJ. Would you trade Chuba for Marvin Harrison? He's very thin at running back. That's the only problem, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Because Tootin is a part-time player, and to think I don't think they want to be a full-time player. So ETN is probably not losing the lead. So I like you think, Coop. I don't think you could take away that depth at running back. You're going to need them. There's bye weeks. There's potential injuries.
And the thing is, who do you bench? Because it's like Pickens could be all right now with Lamb out. Myers has been good, and like Marv at times has been as disappointing as BTJ. I think I would just go to the loony bin with BTJ. You just don't have enough. You don't have enough depth at running back. And again, you have Coker and Franklin. Again, like if you don't have any. Those are your only 4 running backs. Because Tootin's not startable. Yeah, you just don't have the depth to trade a running back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'd stick with it, man. I'd hang with it, dude. And just keep an eye to the wire. I think that's the best way to improve a team like that, where you're not top heavy at any position. That's when you can trade, right, Jim?
Correct. 100% correct.
Yeah. So, all right, let's jump over.
Real quick timeout. In news, Ramondre Stevens and per Mike Vrabel will not see a playing time cut for his fumbles in week 4. Just want everybody to know that. For what it's worth.
Goodness, dude. The again, as a Patriots fan, I knew it was going to be a split backfield, so I kind of stayed away in general. But like the Travion Henderson people deserve something. That's all I'll say. Like the people that are all in on Travion, this is a good player. It's the perfect opportunity. Stevenson's fumbling issues go back multiple years. Like, bruh.
They do.
They deserve. I don't have a ton of Henderson myself, but I just feel bad for the people that like you put yourself in the right position and you're supposed to be getting your shot. And the Vrabel old school coach not gonna let you have it. So,
but the people who drafted him, they'll always have that kick return in the preseason.
That 70-yard reception against the Commanders in joint practices.
Right.
I just say he's a good.
He's a good player.
I have him everywhere in Dynasty because I had I have him and Ibuk in a ton of Dynasty. Don't have him in a ton of redraft, which Ibuk has been great. But like I just Jim, we're X's and O's guys, and we know that you can only put so many X's on the field at the same time.
Correct.
Only 11 X's, only 11 O's.
Correct.
So, okay, here's what we're doing, folks. We're making an FFPC weekly lineup. Just a reminder, if you guys want to make one, you can go in and do that. Use promo code ALARM. They'll give you $25 when you deposit 35 or more. These contests we're doing cost $35. They have a $100 version, and I think they have one that's like a lot more than that I don't even think about. But basically, what you do is no draft, no salary. You can just make a lineup with anybody you want. You just can't have 2 guys from the same team. So before I jump over and change the screen over to our like the actual lineup itself, let's go through here. Anybody here that you feel is like must lock in for us?
I think Lamar is.
I think Lamar solves a lot of our problems because not only you can only start one quarterback, So we can remove Mahomes, Caleb, Hurts from the sheet. And now
Yeah.
we just do that. But we can also remove Flowers and Henry because we can't start another Raven.
Right.
So good. Okay. So we're going to put Lamar in. Here, let me jump in over and we'll just get started. Well, actually, before we jump over, what about running back? I think we said definitely CMC,
Yes.
right? So we're going to
Volume,
have him
yeah.
in there. We're definitely going to start Puka as well.
Yeah, Puka's in.
Okay, so let's start with that for our lineup. And let me switch us over here. Boom. Let me zoom it
Yes.
in so everyone can read a little bit better. Okay, let's go in and we'll start right. Look at it, Lamar right there, ranked number 1, easy to find. Christian McCaffrey, easy to find. Wide receiver, Puka Nacua, easy to find. Okay, so that's our start. Let's jump back over using the technology we have. Who else? Let's fill our running back and wide receiver spots first. So we need one more running back for sure and one more wide receiver. The rest will all be flexes.
It's really, in my mind, Bijan. Well, we got flexes. So we're fine there.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor's a great play this week. He's been
Let's
playing.
get Taylor in there.
Yeah,
Let's get
he's
Taylor in there.
been playing out of his mind, which he
Yeah.
does frequently.
Right. So let's go Taylor. And again, we can go as chalky as we want. Last week, the chalk just won. Some weeks it doesn't, but last week it just did. And it was very low scoring last week for these. Sometimes you get up to 300 points. The team that won had like 224.
Yeah,
or
it was a
something like
weird
that.
week.
Chat, let us know if there's anybody that you think is like an absolute lock you need to get in there that you would want us to get in there, and we'll put them in there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
As long as it's somebody that we've been considering here. For another wide receiver, we have to have minimum one more wide receiver. We got Amon-Ra, Neighbors, Nico. Yuck. I don't love any of these guys. Brown,
Don't love
Egbuka,
any
who
of
we
them.
don't love. Dude, what a weird week for wide receivers, Jim.
Very weird
What
week.
is going on here? I mean, dude, I think we just have to start Amon-Ra St. Brown. Where do you have Amon-Ra ranked this week?
Yeah, let me open my rankings. I'll tell you in a second.
I have
Exactly where I have them.
I have 3 guys that were my clear top 3. It was Puka was one of them, Amon-Ra was one of them, and the other one was
3.
JSN who already played.
Got him at 3.
Who did you have at 2? JSN?
Oh, I have Neighbors, but I have Neighbors with a downside tag on them. So I have them 2 with downside. But yeah, but I have them right there neck and neck.
Okay, we'll
I
get
have Garrett
Amon-Ra.
Wilson at 4. Believe it or not, I have Garrett Wilson at 4.
Interesting.
Dude, look at the wide receiver board. Do you trust anybody besides Nacua and St. Brown? Trust nobody.
One other guy I trusted played yesterday.
Right.
Right?
It's Smith and Jigba. Right. We trust him.
Smith and Jigba, yeah, but he already played.
Trust him.
So, okay, we'll put Amon-Ra in. So now let's do the tight end next, because then and starting Amon-Ra removes Laporta. So tight end's tough too. Henry, Johnson, Kelsey, or Ferguson.
All the pressure that's going to be coming from Green Bay, Dak's going to have to get it out.
I think Ferguson in tight end premium is like, this is the one place I would use a guy like this. He's super slow, but like if he's going to catch 12 passes, I don't care. I don't care at all.
And if they score a touchdown, there's a good probability it's him.
Right. 12 receptions in this format is 18 points just on the reception.
Right.
It doesn't matter what else you do. So last week he had 13 receptions for 82, which is the fewest yards any tight end's ever had on 12 receptions, by the way.
Wow.
Out of 56 players, Jim, I pulled it up. He is slow. But here's the one other thing about Ferg. There's a reason that Ferg is also a touchdown threat, and it's because when you look at guys, so last year, Jim, and early through this year, 75% of the receptions for tight ends come against zone. Right? Yep. So only about 23 to 25 come against man. But half this year of the touchdowns have come against man, and more than half the touchdowns have come against man. And why is that, Jim?
Go ahead. I faded off for a second. Go ahead.
Because of goal line, because of the cover 0 and the cover 1 at goal line. It's all man-to-man. So guys that are good versus man-to-man can score touchdowns. And Jake Ferguson leads the league right now in receptions versus man-to-man for tight ends with 8. So he's not only a tight end premium lock, but he's also due for some touchdown regression, in my opinion, because of his ability in man-to-man. So I think Jake Ferguson in this type of format is a great play. We might not rank him tight end 1, but he's right there. We're using Taylor, so we can't use Warren. Right. We're using ARSB, so we can't use Laporta. So it
Mhm.
really doesn't leave us with many options there.
No. No,
So
that's the way to go.
let's do that. Let's also put in the Patriots defense because we're not going to use
Yes.
Henry now. Um, we're not going to use Henry now, so we can use the
Yeah,
Patriots D.
great call on the Patriots defense.
Yeah. And then we'll do kicker last. So let's go back over to our sheet. Man, I love building these lineups. It's so much fun.
I know when you asked me that question, I was looking at the players and I was like, I kind of missed the end of the question. So sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, no worries, man. No worries. So we got Lamar in. Okay, so now we just need the 4 best options regardless of position. And I think we go back to running back because the wide receiver is pretty whack. So in your running back rankings, who do you have top 5?
McCaffrey, Bijan, Cook, Barkley, and Gibbs.
Okay. So let's get Bijan in there. Why not, right?
Yeah.
If you have him running back 2,
Yeah.
and we can go James Cook. We have to have somebody in that game too. So we'll go
It's
James
really
Cook.
hard to sit Cook, even if they get a big lead. He's probably part of the
Yeah.
reason they got the big lead, right?
Yep. Exactly. We have Amon Ross, so we can't use Gibbs.
Right.
Okay.
I have him lower, but man, Achan potentially with all the catches he gets could beat Barkley out who I have as my running back 4.
Yeah. I
What
like
do you
it
think
too.
about him?
I like it too. I think we go there because like now we've
Yeah.
got Jake Ferguson in there, which is kind of something that people probably aren't going to be doing. We load up on chalk. We have Patriots defense, which people might not be doing. So we've got enough in there. Maybe we do go one last wide receiver that's kind of out of the box at the flex.
And you know who it
Brandon,
is, right? We talked
ooh.
about him earlier, the out of the box when it
Oh
differentiates.
yes, Jacoby Myers.
Where's your differentiator?
There it is, dude. There
Yeah.
it is. Where is he hiding?
Exactly. He's always hiding.
Where is he hiding? Okay. Okay, I feel good about that. Awesome. Oh, I had the wrong screen up the whole time. I'm like putting people in here. I'm figuring people are looking at what we're doing, and I had the wrong screen up. Sorry, guys. So now we just need a kicker. Kicker here. Let's do it. Let's see. Projected. Oh, McManus.
Yeah, that's interesting.
McManus, Dicker.
Could you see Dicker kicking 3 field goals in this one?
I have Dicker ranked very high this week. I have Dicker and McManus both top 5 this week. It's good. We should pick one of these 2 players. Forget Bucker. Where is he? Or did we want to do Bucker? No, I say we go with one of these. What team has the highest implied point total? Where are
It has to
the
well, it has to be Green Bay. It has to be way higher than the Chargers implied total. But
26.75
but I will
versus
say this.
it's actually very close. 26.75 versus 25.
And I would almost think Green Bay is likely to score more touchdowns because Dallas can't stop anybody. Whereas I could see the Giants being scrappy enough to hold them with some field goal attempts.
This could mean the difference between us winning and losing, Jim.
Yep.
It really could. With these lineups, I'm telling you, because sometimes a kicker will score like 16 and the other kicker will score 3. That could be the difference, man.
And without jinxing us, which I probably just did, but Dicker rarely misses. Whereas McManus, could you see him butching 2 of
You
them?
didn't have to say it, Jim.
I know. I had, but it's the reality. I could see McManus butching 2 field goals and saying, "Oh, come on."
I did that last week. I said Matt Prater has not missed a field goal all season, and then he missed one.
Yeah, he's still Matt Prater, so he's been on a number of teams in the last few years.
So that's our lineup here. I mean, this is how much fun it is playing at FFPC. This is a legal lineup that we're allowed to start. Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey. Wide receivers are Puka Nacua and Amon-Ra St. Brown. At our flex, Devon Achane, Bijan Robinson, James Cook. Our 2 ringers, Jacoby Myers and Jake Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to lock down the chalky of the chalk this week. Cameron Dicker and then Patriots defense getting Christian Gonzalez back against the Panthers at home as 5-point favorites. I mean, this is awesome. If you want to play against us, sure. You know what? I'm not scared of you guys. Here, you can even see it right there. This is the one we're in. Team named the Iron Bicep. I told you. I wasn't lying.
Iron Bicep. Yeah.
Iron Bicep. Use promo code ALARM if you've never deposited over there. They'll give you $25 when you deposit 35 or more. So I would suggest depositing 45 because they'll give you 35. The deposit 45. They give you 25. That'll get you 2 of these lineups and get in here with us. So Pretty good stuff, man. I'll let you know. Depending what we win, we like last year. Kluge and I finished in the top of one. Bob Harris and I finished in the top of one. We opted to roll those into best ball contests instead. So we'll see. We can either keep it rolling or cash out. We can do whatever we want, Jim. We can buy drinks at the expo, whatever we want to do. So that's our lineup for this week. A couple last questions just before we get out of here. Rod says, would you start Judkins over Pickens, Sutton, or Myers? We love Myers, clearly.
Yeah, I love Myers. Probably wouldn't start him over Myers.
No, I would leave the guys you have, man. Sutton, Pickens, dude, if Pickens doesn't do anything this week, boy, is that an indictment on that trade that they did. K-Dot and Day, I will say this, not a crazy play on some of the other platforms where like, where there's salaries and stuff. They kind of got no one else. He's like third in route participation. He's out there just getting exercise. Ann Dunn says JMO, Bateman, or Swift. Probably JMO, right? Swift
probably JMO for ceiling. Yeah, and look, the best floor play is Swift. He's the best floor play. He's going to get you 8 or 9 points. Where if JMO could easily get no catches, but JMO has the ceiling. So like you said, you're going for ceiling. It's got to be JMO because you can get behind that defense, and then you got yourself a 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and then Keon Coleman or Dalton Schultz and Scott Fishbowl, where if you're a tight end and you just like touch the football once, if the football glances off your hands, you get like 5 points in Scott Fishbowl. But I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
It's got to be Schultz. They're not going to need Coleman. I mean, we've seen it 2 straight weeks. When they don't need him, they don't throw.
Yeah, I'm starting a ton of tight ends in the Scott Fishbowl. Just I've got injuries. I lost Najee Harris, a couple guys, so it's like I'm throwing tight ends in there.
I'm really hurting a tight end at Scott Fishbowl. I believe I drafted Juwan Johnson, this dude. He's from like North End. This other dude, Jake Ferguson.
Shut up, dude. All right. Dude, tell everybody where they can find you and your incredible tight end advice and your incredible tight end team and your undefeated Kings Classic auction team in a 14-team league where you have Rashee Rice on the bench. Tell everybody where they can learn to win like you do.
On the X at Jim Coventry NFL, I literally just on the top, I pin every week where all my work is at. So just check it out there. You get the link to everything and we're good.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Jim, I always make sure we do at least one off-season show, one in-season show with Jim because he's a fan favorite. He's part of the hashtag family here at Fantasy Alarm. So
yes, sir.
Jim, thank you so much. Everybody out there, you know where to find me at Coupe Fiasco on Twitter. I will be back again with another show today, Sirius XM, Channel 87, 6 to 8 p.m. With the great Howard Bender, and we'll be doing some DFS talk. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back on this channel on Sunday, 11 to noon, answering all your start sits. Until then, though.
Adios, turd nuggets.